at 6 p.m., December 12, 13, 16, at 6 p.m. Right.
Okay.
All right, so that would be the only one on that discussion. All right, now we have before us, Bernie's Bernie's lawn and lawn care.
I make a motion, we pay it.
Second.
Motion has been made and second, all in favor, count, starting with Wynn.
Aye.
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 Okay, the ayes have it. All right, next on the agenda is item D, GMA hotel reservations. The clerk Brown sent all of us, that are attending the, conference for GMA Mayor's Day in, January of, 2017. So I have a copy here, for the four of us that will be attending. This is regarding the hotel reservations. And what I did, you all, I contacted them simply after she had said that she had not been able to make hotel reservations, and the Atlanta Marriott Marquis will not reserve any rooms without a credit card for confirmation. And so with all that being said, it is tied her hand because the city does no longer, since we come into this new administration, has a credit card. And so what has happened, they told her they cannot confirm, am I correct, Shirley, without a credit card. So it would be conducive for us, I would say, to have a credit card. But nevertheless, at this point in time, what I went ahead and did was converse with Miss Cindy G with reservations for you all, because what had happened with GMA, I found today that the room that was available for you attending the conference was not available. They didn't have but one night rather available. So would you take that and pass that to Councilman Edie? Would you pass that to your board? I made you all copies, and for the ones that will be attending, and this is a copy for you. And if you'll follow along with me, at the bottom where it says, in the discussion with her, it was only one night available, and their fee for that night is that amount. Not you, Densley, give it back to Councilman
You
Edie.
wasn't going.
Look at the bottom, that's for you, Councilman Edie.
That's right, that was
See,
there.
that's their fee,
That's right, the
GMA.
GMA
All
rate.
right, so look up further, right there, see above that, where you see that 148?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's what they're offering, us, not through GMA, but us through the government rate. That amount, $148 from the 20th through the 23rd.
Now, I'd already called and gave them my information, so I'm assuming I've probably already locked in at the other one, so I don't.
Okay, so
Okay.
when'd you do that? Because they didn't have
I
you
just did it
today?
online today.
Okay, but what happened, well, I don't know if you, because when I called your name, they didn't see your name.
Right.
So you may have it, but now if you want to call and get it at
Did
that,
$148.
if you
I'll
wanna
check
do it at that
tomorrow.
169, but
I'll
I've got it at
do
a
it again.
148. And so what she said, what I did, I put it on my card to hold it for us.
Okay.
So what, if you wanna change that and go with GMA's
Well, I'd
rate?
rather pay $148, yeah,
Okay,
so.
and then but now you can tell them what you want on there, because I took it upon myself, I said, well, being that you are married, all of you all, y'all might want a king size. But you can call and make the changes, that's your confirmation number,
Okay,
for you all.
let me write it down.
It's on your sheet that I gave you.
I'll pass it back
Okay,
to you, I'm
sure.
sorry. I can keep this one.
Yes, that's your copy. So
Okay.
now you all can call that number, and if you all and Councilwoman, you are right there, the first floor. So if you want to change it, I mean, that's strictly up to you all. Councilwoman Whipple, that's up to you all. Well, however way, I've written the number down, the person that you would ask for, and all of this was confirmed today. And they said that if you didn't want to pay with your credit card, and I told them to hold off, they said they will accept checks 2 weeks in advance. We just need to give, confirm everything.
Okay.
Unlike you, Councilman Edie, like you did us in Savannah, if you wanna take a check and take care of everything and that would be, I would say have at it.
Okay.
But we all get there at different times. So what need to happen? Everybody need to take their own check, when you say?
Well,
Stay home.
if you saying, they will accept checks 2 weeks in advance,
Well, the one she did, the person before her said a week in advance. But I said, they said normally 2 weeks in advance, that way you'll know the entire fee and everything else. They just need to confirm the room, Councilwoman Wilson.
okay, if they accept the checks 2 weeks in advance, then by then you'll be able to pay them.
What y'all need to do, if y'all wanna go that route, is to bring whatever she just gave y'all to me, so I need something to use as an invoice from the hotel before I can write a check. And I can write each individual check, but your hotel room will already be paid when you get there.
Right.
This way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, cause she said 2 weeks in advance.
Right.
So,
But I would
we,
do them this
we
week.
we still got,
Well, we got a
yeah,
meeting,
we got at
but,
least
Right.
7 or 8 weeks, so
yeah, if
the
they'll,
city should be gonna pick it up now.
Right. And that's what she's saying. I think that's what the clerk is saying. Go ahead
Well,
and get all of that, everything. If you all wanna call and confirm everything yourself with that, that's up to you all. But, as I said, when she gets all of that, and I will share the email once I get it and pass it on. to
okay,
you.
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
You
Mhm. Everything else
understand what
is,
I'm saying?
oh, yeah.
But if within 2 weeks, cause we got like 7 weeks, so
Right.
within 2 weeks,
But
she
I
just
would,
said within 2 weeks, so the city check
before
should be.
checking in.
Okay.
Yeah,
Promise
so
to hold
city
these
check,
for
so we
y'all all
shouldn't
that
be out
time?
anything.
I mean,
Right.
she didn't give you just a few days to get the check in? Okay.
I gave her my confirmation on it. She just wanted to block off the rooms. And that's what she said to me. So I said, look, give me number, name and everything else, so I will get with you and relay all of that to you.
Yeah, but I would just suggest go ahead and do it as soon as possible, so we can go ahead and get it, then that way, if anything's
Yeah.
wrong at the hotel, we can go ahead and get, have plenty of time to
Exactly,
straighten it out.
exactly,
Yeah, that's what you gave me 2 weeks.
exactly. So I think we're on it. All right, so, that's all I have. So, without that, anything else being said, I saw something. Let me read this. Council, have you all had an opportunity to read, Councilman Daniel, I'm sorry, let me guess her name. Councilman, Bruce Daniels, letter, well, memorandum.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I have.
I would certainly inquire from Mr. Green, is this permissible before we do anything?
Yes, sir. I think it's actually a good idea. It's advisable.
So you saying that he can get part-time pay plus city pay at the same time?
I believe what he's doing is saying that he will receive payment for his services as Better Hometown through the term that he served, and then he will not be receiving any more payment, except as for being a council member, which he should be getting paid now for being a council member.
But this is still holding 2 positions. He's
Well,
still holding 2 positions, it's the same thing that Mr. Edie just told me now,
well,
that I couldn't hold 2 positions, so now that means Mr. Bruce can't hold 2 positions.
well, he can through December 19th because the council moved that he could and approved that by ballot.
And, of course, are there any more questions?
I have one.
This is
Just for clarification, the Better Hometown is not an appointed board or commission or authority through the city of Gordon. It's a freestanding international group or state group. And he was a part-time employee. He was hired as a part-time employee. He was not you know, say appointed to a board or commissioner, so the charter language would not cover him as a part-time employee of the Better Hometown or Main Street Gordon now. It's an organization that they join as a completely separate from the city of Gordon, you know?
Yeah,
They have their own charter and everything.
I don't disagree with that.
Right.
I wasn't.
I just wanted to make sure that I was understanding the same thing is not true when it's a part-time employee like that than it is a board or commission or authority.
Well, it's for different reasons. The reason you're stating is under the charter provision, and I would agree with you on the limited knowledge of what I have to investigate exactly what the positions are here with the
Well-
library board, although the library board is a subsidiary. So,
Right.
And it's voluntary.
Subsidiary of what?
The city of Gordon, it is a branch of the city, although it's separate, it is part of the city of Gordon as an entity. The Better Hometown is not, however, there is certainly a very close working relationship, and there is money that goes from the city to Better Hometown. And so what we were trying to do.
But that's coming out of the Better Hometown, correct me if I'm wrong, that's coming out of Better Hometown's budget, right, and not the city.
But
That's what I'm,
there are
just,
funds that go
that's
to that, so
from the
The
city,
city is getting funds.
Right.
Giving funds.
giving
them.
funds to that organization,
for
so
what?
because the purpose of the organization is to benefit the city
How?
through parks and, through
Well, our
recreation
park-
activities
which
and
park?
things like that. I
Oh,
mean,
wait just a minute, now, listen, let me read this. According, in my interpretation, and I spoke with you about this, it says prohibitions from section 2.16 of this charter, the City of Gordon Charter, says prohibition, that means against. A, no elected official, appointed officer or employee, that's elected official of the city or any agency or political entity to which this charter applies shall knowingly engage in any business, that's section 1, subsection 1 of 2.16, in any business or transaction or have a financial or other personal interest, direct or indirect. Now, which is incompatible with the proper discharge of his official duties, of which would tend to impair the independence of his judgment or action in the performance of his official duties. And that says, number 2, engage in or accept private employment or render services for private interests when such employment or service is incompatible with the proper discharge of his official duties or would tend to impair the independence of his judgment or action in the performance of his official duties. I fail to see, and I'm not, this is what you're, the situation I see that you're in, not saying that you were guilty of that, but this is what it is. This is what our charter says.
well, Mayor, that
And
problem was just solved when he took away the pecuniary interest.
Well, that was supposed to have been done from the onset, when he ran
Well-
for a position.
The,
Not anything against you, but right is right and wrong is wrong.
what we addressed last council meeting was the appearance of impropriety, which is the ethical, the city wants to be a city of ethics, and so we don't want an ethical conflict where there's a sitting council member who the council then gives money to this organization, and as the chair of that organization, obviously his decisions could be greatly affected. However, not receiving any more money from that organization, being on a strictly volunteer basis, in my mind, doesn't put him at any greater risk ethically than him serving over that entity as the council,
Well,
as
that's just like,
if he was the chair of that committee.
well, that's just like me being, the mayor, and I may as well go and join an organization and do that, do the same thing. I mean, certainly, I just, as I've always said, to make myself clear of anything, I relinquished all mine when I served on various boards that were not a part of this city. I
But
sat in
but
other
I think you-
organizations.
I think you can, and I think you do, and probably every council member does, volunteer their services to different
Many times,
organizations with throughout the city.
Right.
And that's all Mr. Daniel is doing here, is volunteering his extensive knowledge of this area. He's volunteering those services, as Mr. Nguyen has volunteered his services in the
I know
past.
what he's done, but I'm just
Well, he
saying.
has extensive knowledge and background in the water department, and he has volunteered his services in the past to help out the city, and I don't see what
Oh,
Mr.
is that
Daniel's.
right? And that's nothing against him, I'm just using that,
He's
so,
certainly done
if
that.
you're
He was
saying that,
signing
I
off
don't
on
see
the
anything
water.
wrong with you.
That's
If-
why
if-
I said that, that's why I said before he started, that's why I said that I didn't vote for it because it could become a conflict of interest.
With the water, is that what you're talking about? or-
Yeah, when that happened, I did.
I didn't charge anything.
I know you didn't charge anything, but I think at the time
Do
you
you
was
charge
running for a
anything on the
position.
board?
No, that's volunteer work I do, that's not a paid job, you don't get paid at the library.
Well, I think there's two different charter provisions. The one the mayor is addressing is a provision that in essence says, if I have a lawn care service, I can't then vote to pay myself to cut all the city's grass, okay? I'm now benefiting myself by being a council member. And
Well,
so
now, I'm about to say.
that's what section 2 is addressing. The section 4 provision is just a straight, you can't do this, and I think that's what Councilman Edie is saying, is you cannot have a sitting council member on certain board. I think we've got, I think, sir, we have this
I
problem in
believe
more
we
than
need to
one
go
area.
further and get clarity, because, this is not clear to me. I mean, in my reading, and even in my conversation with you, attorney, that was not what you and I discussed, and I said, even with that pay, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with anybody doing anything, except so it's not a conflict of interest, and you agreed with me. And to get here tonight and to state otherwise, I mean, let's keep it real, until we get something further.
Mayor,
clear
Mayor,
on this.
as a point of information, I will no longer do any volunteer work with Main Street Gordon as of this moment.
Not at you.
My
This is-
tenure is over.
Okay, whatever you say. I'm not asking you to step down and do, that's on your, that's my
There's
choice.
section 4.11,
Where is that,
D.
where is that in the charter? I'm looking at the charter, where is that charter?
except as otherwise provided by this
Where
charter
is
or
this,
law.
where is this now?
Section 411,
Well, hold on just a second.
D.
You said 411D. That's what I'm talking about.
Except as otherwise provided by charter or by law, no member of any board, commission, or authority shall hold an elective office.
Where is that one at, 411D you said?
D, yes,
Page,
Except as otherwise,
page 13.
in the printed charter here,
right.
yes, ma'am. It may not be the same as what you're looking at, but it's still section 411.
Okay, so if y'all would get me an account, because mine didn't go all the way in detail. Yeah, that's what we need to be on the same page. Everybody needs to have, the same information. Because see, all of you all got, where, can
I
I
mean, I
have?
gave the same, one number, and I passed it to everybody.
But as a point of information, Main Street Gordon has its own board of directors
And I understand.
who conduct the business. They have their own chair, and they approve the manager through the city. Part of the DCA requirement is for the city to have a part-time manager. But the board itself runs the affairs of Main Street Gordon.
And so you're gonna step down. All right. But now, let me say this too. You all might wanna go back, everything on that website is not true about our charter. I've gone on there and read some things on the charter that's on the website for, it's not even on the city charter. So, things on there are not correct. But, thank you for sharing that with me. So, we accept, it's not on the agenda, but do you all accept his letter of resignation?
I so move.
All
Wait a
right.
minute, I have a question. Okay, Mr. Daniels, you saying you're gonna just step down off from it?
As of a few minutes ago, yes.
Okay, so, well, that need to be in writing then, because you got it in this letter that's saying.
I would certainly request it be put in the minutes.
Okay. I mean, either way, you know, the letter not saying what you was saying, that's what I was saying.
So the motion was by Eddie, seconded by Wayne to accept the letter that he just presented, right?
That he's gonna
Or
resign.
his statement of resignation.
And his statement of resignation?
Resignation, yeah.
Okay.
But I do expect my expenses to be paid, Mr. Treasurer, before next week.
I'm nothing. Sorry.
All right, roll call, Win.
I'm sorry. I'm signing.
Aye.
Yes, have it.
Did everybody vote? I didn't hear Mr. Daniel.
I abstain from that
You
vote.
abstained?
All right, next we'll have the committee reports, and, Main Street,
Don't have anybody.
Main Street. Main Street, was that you that said you didn't have anything?
No, I'm
I
saying nothing.
resign.
I know,
No, I'm saying nothing.
besides that,
I have nothing.
okay. All right, moving right along to fire.
Yes, ma'am. Thank God for the rain. I've been telling y'all that for, months and months. In the past month, before we did get any rain, we have had 10, even 12 brush fires scattered, not just in the city, but around the city of Ivy and out on different roads in the county area. And we've had several pretty serious accidents and all. We had one over at Rescar. The reason I was not here last council meeting, I had to drive the ambulance 2 times in one day because I responded to a serious accident over there where a guy went down in a tank car and he was in an atmosphere that the atmosphere in that car was sulfur and it burned his lungs and he couldn't breathe. So they worked on him, we got him to the hospital, and I just asked everybody to please pray for him. He was transferred to Atlanta. He can only breathe 30% on the breathing machine, and they don't know if he's gonna make it or not. His name was Brian Jones. He's not from here, he's from over around Macon, but, it was a real serious accident, and they got it under investigation. Then later on that day, we had 2 fires, and while I was on the fire call, the ambulance call came in that they had a cardiac arrest, and both the ambulance drivers had to work on the patient, so I had to drive the ambulance to the hospital so that they could work on it. But just been a lot going on, so hopefully the rain is gonna make a big difference now.
Wow,
Sure.
and we'd just like to say thank you so much, I mean, for just being there, for doing that volunteer work, we know you,
Yes, ma'am.
and we'll do likewise as requested. Okay, how many days were we without, the rain? I know some places.
Over 50, they said it was 50 consecutive days without any significant rain, 51 or something like that, maybe wound up.
Councilwoman Whipple, I'm sorry, Told said 52 days.
That might have been right, that's probably pretty
Wow.
close, yes, ma'am. That's what I heard too.
Okay. Well, we thank God, as you said, for the rain.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, next we'll move along to the streets.
I don't have anything except for the street, the Christmas lights are up. Mr. Lawrence is here, he might have something he might want to say.
Mr. Lawrence?
No, I don't have anything there.
Okay, I just can say that, to elaborate on that the streets are looking, the decoration is looking good, and y'all, how's the report coming on with the parade? How is that coming there?
It's coming real good. Parade will be Saturday at 10 o'clock, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We got a lot of participation, which is good.
We're asking everybody to, please come out and support your parade.
Boycott.
And, somebody said what time, in the audience?
It's at 3.
3 p.m. And so this year, should, be a good thing. Councilman Edie said the fire truck is gonna be in the parade.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And so Mr. Vic, Santa is, standing right and ready. He came in and I didn't know who he was. And he said, I'm Miss Santa every year. And I said, okay. So we don't have to worry about putting in a request to get him.
Excuse me, I did get a call today. And if anyone else would still like to be in the parade, just give Ms. Toll or myself a call. And we can see, can we work it out so that you can be in it.
Also to say, along with the streets, even over at the park, Mr. Lawrence, I know those 2 benches are there, and so you're probably wanting them down out of the barn, so, Councilwoman Whipple, would you, get with him and some others, as to, we've got 2 benches that were supposed to be over in the park, and get them out there near the, where the people walk? Because I understand that, the elderly are now going out to walk and, wanting to, did you have something you wanted to say regarding that, Mr. Daniel?
No, I will say though that there's a street sign on Hardy Street that's not there on 18 that I think the ambulance responders have had a difficult time finding the proper address. So Melvin, I don't know if you can get a street sign up on Hardy Street on 18.
Okay, I'll get it.
Okay. And anybody else, if you see anything with the street and everything else that needs to be done, please, contact Councilwoman Whipple, fire, anything like, our, Councilman, Edie and all. Please, that's what they're here for. Police report, Councilwoman Jones.
Everything been quiet, no problem, so far.
All right. Sanitation.
Don't have anything.
May I say something before we adjourn? You know, the mayor did not sign the November 7th minutes. How do y'all want to handle that? I think we would need a motion for Mr. Edie to sign them, if y'all want to go that route.
I make a motion to let the mayor pro tem sign.
Second.
Council has made a motion and a second to sign those minutes. All in favor, roll call Win.
Aye.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
All right. All right, that being no further discussion, the next, council meeting will be December 19th at 5:30 p.m. Without further ado, this meeting is adjourned.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Voted on. That's illegal.
That thing right there. That's a rude woman right there.
That's where you messing up. I told you not to do it.
See you around.
You won't listen to me, I'm telling you.
I'll give you everything I got. That's all I have.
You're off of it.
Thank y'all.
And I got a picture of mine. And I got no
You cut off.